Hey, good morning, everybody. Tuesday morning Devos again with your good buddy Nick. If you're watching this on Tuesday in the United States, it's election day, and so I want to share an election day Devo for you from the Psalms. If you either joined online or were in person for the Sunday service this week, I preached a sermon from Psalm 146, which is a really good election day read, where it says, do not put your trust in princes and mortal man that have no ability to save. On the day of their death, all of their ideas come to an end, that sort of thing. I want to share from Psalm 118 this morning, and it's one of those Psalms where a lot of the phraseology is famous. It works its way into the New Testament a lot, quoted a fair amount in the New Testament, works its way into a lot of our songs, hymns, stuff like that in the church today. It starts, give thanks to the Lord for he is good. His love endures forever. That's going to be the opening line of the psalm, verse 1. And it's also going to be the last line of the psalm, verse 29, okay? So the psalm's bookended with give thanks to the Lord for he is good. His love endures forever. I'm not going to read the whole thing. You can read this on your own, but I want to just highlight a few things. Some of the other famous language, verse 6, the Lord is with me. I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? Quoted in Hebrews chapter 13. We also see towards the end, verse 22, the stone that the builders rejected has become the capstone. This becomes a prophecy about Jesus. It's quoted by the disciples in the New Testament to talk about Jesus becoming the Messiah. Verse 26, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord, which we encountered during the triumphal entry. So you notice a lot of that language is showing up. But there's this other two verses, verse 8 and 9, that I think should also become real common. It is better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust in man and trust in humanity. It is better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust in princes. And what a good reminder for us on election day, that we don't put our trust into princes, or the joke I told on Sunday, can you think of any other P words we could substitute in there, right? We don't put our trust in presidents ultimately. I voted. Perhaps you should vote. We all make those decisions for ourselves. I encourage you to, do what you feel led to do, but at the end of the day, we don't put our trust in princes or presidents or rulers or authorities or whatever. Our trust is in God, Jesus Christ, who's sitting on the throne. He is our dude. He is our first allegiance always. Let me remind you about that. I want to challenge you not to commit the sin of nationalistic idolatry, where we confuse a nation with the kingdom of God, or we exalt a certain nation or a patriotism or a political party or whatever to the level of maybe a demigod, a deity in our lives, that sort of thing. So let me encourage you about that. Don't commit the sin of nationalistic idolatry. Let's keep nations what they are, which are flawed and broken and helpful sometimes, and beautiful and good sometimes too. But they're not the hope for the world. Jesus is the only hope for the world. And so I'll read it again, verses 8 and 9. It is better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust in man. It is better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust in princes. So let's remember that today. If you're watching this later on, maybe you know kind of what happened this week. Kind of regardless, it doesn't matter. This is still true. So be encouraged. Keep your head up. Take care of yourselves. Self-care has never been more important than November 2020 with the COVID thing and the election, just everything going on. Take care of yourselves, friends. All right? God bless.